All right, y'all. We are live. We are here at Frequency Higher Talk. And
Yes,
God
yes.
Bart says he is here today. And we're
Peace,
about to have
peace,
a
peace.
conversation with the
Peace.
goddess Vanessa Moon. And y'all, I done
Yes,
went and did my
yes.
little bit of research, honey, and we in for a treat today. All right. So
Let's
we're
see.
going to get it moving along here so we don't take up too much of y'all time. And I'm going to ask our God Martez to give us a little introduction of Miss Goddess Vanessa Moon, and then we'll move on into the conversation.
All right. Peace, 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 y'all. This is the God Martez. And we got Vanessa Moon. She's an amazing goddess. She's into so many things. She got so many great things going. Man, she's full of energy. So I'm telling y'all in for it today, boy. So I'm going to hand over to her, let her tell y'all what she got going. I'm going to let her introduce herself first, and then we go from there. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. My name is Vanessa Moon, and do many things. I mean, you really got to find out. But I'm just out here speaking to the people, helping the people. I'm just an
Mhm.
orator of sorts. You know,
Mhm.
I would like to consider myself in the business of answers.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one. That is so good. That's so good. So tell us about your business, your business that you got going.
So maybe for the past 8 years, I've been a spiritual advisor. Mostly just wanting to share knowledge online, and it turned into one-on-one clients and working as a psychic for the past 7 years. But long before that, I was a singer, so I've always been a singer and a songwriter. So yeah, just using my gifts in the best way possible.
Talented, talented. Many gifts. Many
Thank you,
gifts.
thank you.
Um. So,
Well,
how long have you been on your? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fee. Go ahead.
I wanted to just touch on the fact that you are a beautiful, beautiful young lady.
Oh, thank
And
you.
as an
Yes.
older person, I just wanted to say that I looked through your stuff, and I mean, it's beautiful. You know, the way
Oh, I
that you
really
carry
appreciate you.
yourself, everything, how you present what you're doing and how you're doing it. I just wanted to just tell you, just from what I saw these past couple of days, when we confirmed that you were going on, and I've been, looking. I kind of sit back a lot of times and I watch, and you kind of open my mind up to some things, because when I looked at, your success with the tarot reading, I was like, oh, I'm one of the ones I never fooled around with that. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking, and it's the way you present yourself is
Oh, thank
what
you.
really makes a difference to me, and just open up my consciousness to a lot of different things. So I just wanted to,
Oh,
tell you about that, and tell
hey.
us a little bit about, that gift of yours of doing the tarot reading and being able to communicate with people on that spiritual level.
Wow, so thank you for very much for saying that. I appreciate, it's a very hard space to be in because people do have a lot of preconceived notions. And I wouldn't do anything if I didn't believe in it. So that's kind of where I had to, like, contend with other people's ideas of things and not and give grace,
Mhm.
so that I could be seen and heard through the fog, and then we could connect on a human
Mhm.
level. So I always say spirituality should meet practicality. So if I can't speak to you, one on one, in layman's terms, then what? How am I going to be a healer? You know,
Yeah.
it is not
Mhm.
your job to dissect tarot cards or any form of divination. I actually do many forms of divination. It is my job to pick the form of divination that helps me best communicate with you. So that might not even be how I got the message, but if it's just cards and a picture, you can see it sometimes, so it helps me explain it. But I've just learned that. So for myself, I've always been like Now it's different because I have children. But when I was growing up, I was the only black kid in all my classes, and I was the only West Indian kid in like the town kind of thing, outside of my family members. I'm like a first generation American, and I'm in all white spaces. But then I live in the black affluent neighborhood. So then there's race wars there. Sorry, class wars, and then I lived in the Jewish community of the white neighborhood, right next to the Jewish, like within that community, and they have their own class wars, the race wars. So I was never gonna fit in, you know. And then that being said, my parents didn't actually fit in with their family members, so that was another. My dad's family is super religious and churchy, so is my mom's family, but they're Catholics and then they're Baptist. And then it was like my dad's like more of a yardie, right? But country Jamaican people. So they don't have a whole lot, but they came with a lot of conviction and did very well with themselves by aligning themselves with really strong African American families. I don't really use that word, but I'm gonna just say it for the purposes of this conversation. You know, but then, you know what I mean? So, but then my mom is aligned with the DuPont people, the this, the that. So we're at the country club with them because my mom came from like an uppity West Indian family with a lot of money. So she came here, like my dad came as an immigrant with his family as a child, where my mom came here for college to go to Rutgers. So it's just a different. So when you get to Caribbean, you don't have white people. So we don't do this black thing, number one, right? So then, so the people don't understand that when they meet Caribbean people and they think we're like excusing blackness. We're just not used to having to identify it all the time. So we identify, but they're still colonialism, right? But they still suffer from the colonial mentality, which is, oh, who do you come from? Who's your family? You don't like, oh, you're nothing. You can't even get a bank account, and especially if you're dark skinned, especially if you have locks or natural hair. You're not European adjacent, white adjacent, and then we don't know who you're. So within my family structure, you have my mom's side doesn't speak to my dad's side, right? And then on top of that, I'm the only dark skinned one. My family's light skin or they blue eyes and all that. It's cool to be mixed, right? So I never fit in. Let's just say like that. So I've always had to learn how to speak to everyone, how to speak to my classmates, and then here's the other thing. You have to have hyper awareness that I was always intelligent. So you talk white, that was always the thing growing up, whatever. Never subscribed to that because when I go home, I got to use these hands sometimes, you know what I mean? So that's not my thing, you know what I mean? So it was just always that. I've always been the gray area. I promise you. And then same thing with the spiritual community. You know what I mean? So here I come. Oh, you couldn't possibly be spiritual. You was a Rasta. But then I get to the Rasta them. You're not Rasta. You don't know them blood clot demonic them thing like you like to use, right? Okay, so I'm still in the gray area. And then, I sing really well. I don't sing. You sing like Whitney Houston. I don't know if you remember this. But Whitney Houston was considered singing white, like she was considered not singing black enough, right? I don't know if you remember that. You remember that? Okay, so then I need to go sing in church more. Okay, well, I'm singing in church, I'm bodying all y'all. So my mom's like, no, we do education here. You go and you study music. You love music, so I study music. I end up singing opera. Guess what? Still the gray area. So it's just, that's all it is. That's how I learned to speak to everyone. That's it. I just speak through the gray area. And that's like the easiest, longest, shortest way for me to explain it. I be as practical as I can with everybody because we all been through the same things, But I had to self-soothe. I had to find my own way. So that's what led me to occultism.
So where did you grow up?
In Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. But you mentioned Rutgers, and I'm from New Jersey, so
Oh
you're not
yeah.
too far
Okay.
away. So everything that you're saying, I completely understand because I
You
grew
know
up.
the area.
the Jews. I grew up in the Jewish town. My best friend
Mm-hmm.
was Jewish. The Haitians. I remember in high school, no, middle school, when the Haitians came to town, and oh yeah, I grew up around all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, we're Wilmington. We're right over. I'm right across from Delaware Memorial Bridge.
Yep, Dale Water Gap. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I grew up. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes to Sixers Stadium. Hour and a half to New York City. Hour and 45 minutes to DC. 45 minutes, hour outside of Baltimore. Like, so it's just, and then everybody passes through Delaware,
Yeah.
but they don't
So
stop.
you found out early in life that you was the chosen one.
Oh yeah, because I always could sing. So that's the thing, right? With music, I always could sing. So I couldn't be bothered with anyone else because they were just like, it was just like they weren't going to understand me, and I needed to hone the craft. So I always had to contend with my parents. Hey, you're gonna drop me off here to do this audition? Hey, I'm gonna go. Hey, my teacher, okay, you're not gonna listening to me. So now I got this permission slip from the teacher. I told them they're gonna pick me up. Okay, well, fine, we're gonna do it. And then when I get into these spaces, I had to fight my way with these people. So and then but once I sang, they were like, oh, okay, we get it. Then I have to fight for more. You know what I mean? Hey, so I grew up like no one really came to my concerts or anything like that. But they didn't hit them till later, and I had to always have hold space for everyone. Like by the time I got to college, I had a solo at Carnegie Hall, and my mom didn't come, and I remember my godmother said to my, "How dare you not go?" And she's like, "Vanessa, you sang there and no one went." No, she's like, "Are you upset?" I can't be. I would have never accomplished anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just they didn't get it. So I never really got mad. They still don't get it.
Wow. Wow.
I never had a choice. So I've always been woke. Somebody asked me when I was like, when I wake up. When was I asleep? I used to sleepwalk real bad when I was a kid. I don't think I was ever asleep. I used to have crazy dreams.
Right. Yeah, you sleepwalk bad too.
Yeah, see? I was never really asleep. It was just, I didn't have, oh, moving in front. Sorry. Can you see me better now?
No, you good.
Am I like out of the scene? And
There
is
you
it
go.
this?
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
I didn't know. I'm looking
There
in the
you
wrong
go. There you
spot.
go. The other
Sorry,
side
guys.
The other side we see you.
This whole
Hey,
time
your voice is powerful, so your voice is
Yeah.
powerful. They hear you.
this whole time I
So
was in the
that's all
corner.
that matters. Like,
Forgive
watch your
me.
corner.
Right?
Forgive me. I was looking in the wrong side.
Oh, okay, okay. Now you're fine. We can hear you
But yeah.
perfectly. So at what age did you start
Definitely.
getting into the tarot reading and knew that that specifically is something that that was your gift?
Yeah, I
Well,
was just gonna ask. Like, yeah.
okay, yeah. So my father, because I grew up in a very strict, like my sister is a pastor, my uncle's a deacon. Like we grew up in a church. So my dad was the only one out of like 9 children total that would not go to church. It was a thing. It was bad. It was like he would just not go since he was a teenager. He stopped going to school, so he didn't graduate high school, and he wanted to work. Full disclosure, my cousin by marriage is Bob Marley. So when they moved to when Bob Marley's stepfather got a row of houses in Wilmington, he bought like a whole row, and they're like in the hood. My grandfather and my grandmother got one of the houses. So they would slowly bring their children to America, and they all had to work the line at Chrysler. So my dad retired from Chrysler, and that's where Bob Marley wrote the song Night Shift, and that's when he blew up. So
Oh wow.
yeah. So my dad wanted to work. He didn't want to, so he worked. But what happened is, I was still raised the way they were raised, and he just always put in my head different ideas. He would say, you don't have to go to church. Like he was like, God says your temple is within you, right? So then he would say, he never told me not to believe or anything like that. He just thought that the church was oppressing people. They were giving all our money to it and not reaching our individual potential. And so he would always tell me that work for yourself. And then he brought home, he used to wear like a lot of gold chains. Like my daddy was like kind of hot boyish. And he would wear this big scorpion, and it would piss everybody off. But I'm a Scorpio. He's a Scorpio. We're 2 days apart, and so I would always ask him what that was, and he was like, "Cause you're a Scorpio." And then my mom was like, she should get her some books. So my mom would get me books on, especially because I used to sleepwalk, on dreams and stuff. So that's where but you have to understand my culture, right? No matter what religion they're in, it doesn't matter. Some things never left the people, right? So when I would go in the summers to visit my family, like my grandma and them, it would be thing like, walk to the store, get a loaf of bread. You get fresh bread every day, right? So I'm walking I don't walk down that alley, duppy, that's all. And I'm just like, what? Like, so duppies are ghosts, right? So that's how they are. So like once they see I'm a sleepwalker, it's like, what'd you see? What'd you see in your dream? Oh, I know what that means. That means this. That means that. So I was never told not to do something, not to say my vision, not to tell what I see. Oh, it's an old man sitting right there. Don't sit in that chair. We knew it. She got that chair from so and so. She liked to play in the Obia. Like, whatever. Like, that's the culture, right? So I never grew up thinking it was wrong to, like, think about spirits or anything like that. Even though we have a strict religious background, that's just something ingrained in the people because that's very much a part of the culture in the Caribbean. Like, lady next door definitely poisoned her husband with the, you know what I mean? Like, we know the stories. You know what I mean? That's going to spell work, the root work. You know what I mean? So you got to be aware, right? So I never grew up with that. So then they would get me books. And then eventually when I was older, I loved astrology, and tarot is just astrology cards. So eventually I had a friend who just always chat me on the phone, and I really don't like to chat on the phone because you can see I like to talk, but what that comes with is I actually don't like to talk to people most days. So yeah, you know what I mean? So, but people would realize that I'm a well of information and keep asking me questions. I'll keep talking. So I had to learn that was something I had to like watch out for. And she would ask me specifically about my intuition. What do you think about this? But when you say it, it happens, it comes true. And I was like, do I have someone else to talk to? You know what I mean? And she's like, well, if I don't talk to you, I'm just going to call these psychics. And she was calling psychics all the time. And I said, well, this is maybe like 8 and 9 years ago. So I said, well, what are you getting out of this? I don't understand. And she said, they're telling me their opinions, what they see. And I'm like, well, why do you believe them? They're all wrong. And she said, well, they use tarot cards. I'm like, is that what those are for? Like, I had no idea. I'd never seen one. You just don't talk about them things, right? So she was like, yeah, that's what they're for. And I was like, really? Really? And so I'm like, oh, it must be another thing the white man lied to us about, like in my mind. So then I go to Barnes and Noble and I'm just reading because I read, you know? And I'm like, oh, these are from ancient Kemet. Fuck out of here. So then, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, hell no. So I'm about to learn this shit. And then I go, you know what I mean? And then I had a little supernatural experience in the Barnes and Noble, like one book, like I was trying to get another book and a book fell. And it was the one I wanted, but it hit me and it bounced all the way over. It was crazy. And in front of these two white women that were there, they used to have like the Christian section there, which is really weird. And so they looked and I was like, and they were like, I'm sorry. And I went to go pick it up. I'm like, don't touch it. And I was like, why? You know, and they were witches. You know, I don't know witches. So they were like, oh, because it doesn't want you. It don't like you. And I'm like, oh. So the girl picked it. I said, she goes, and then she looked, the other lady said, but it likes her. And then she was like, oh shit, because it was right at her feet and she was far. So she was like, okay. So she was like, I'm going to buy it. Thank you. I like your energy. And I was like, I got good energy? And they're like, yeah. And then they're like, you should buy that one. And I'm like, what one? And they're like, the one in your hand, girl. And I'm like, oh shit. I didn't even know one fell in my hand. So I bought that deck. That's the only reason I bought it.
Wow.
And it was actually a learning, like it's written by, it's an official deck or whatever. It was pretty expensive. But it turns out it mattered because it was written by the woman who is like the head of all the covens in the whole United States. She wrote her own like teaching book. You have to really read it though. And I read that thing and that was all I needed. It taught you everything, numerology, everything. And it was cool because I like people that research. So afterwards I researched my own ways, you know, but it was a good start and that's just how I got into it. I started answering questions and I realized people on YouTube post like how you watch poker games, on
Mm-hmm.
like it just like just the table and the cards. I would see people do that, and I was like, oh wow. And so let me go get, look up a definition, and I went to watch one, and it was just horrible. It was like that's not what it means. And she had like 1 million views. I was like, oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. But that was before COVID. There was nobody on YouTube doing it for real. So I was like, well, I'm gonna do one. So I just did it, and then people just started booking me. That's it. I got monetized in 3 weeks. Yeah, that's it. That's the story. That there's nothing else to it. The people just call me, and then I was working at a real estate office, and people were just calling me all day, all day. And my boss was like, "I think you need to quit this." I was like, "Yeah, but I can make $1 million." So what? You can make $1 million doing that? You'll sing. I was like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "There you go. It's your ticket out." They were not playing with me, and I worked for some pretty hope. I worked with Jared Kushner for a bit. Like I worked with all of them, motherfuckers, because I was used to being the only black one every time. So I just went straight to the top. I went straight to college. So I didn't care. Just give me a job. They're like, okay, because I'm always smarter than them. They're not that dumb. They're not that smart. They just want to be able to go golf. You know, only woman. But they were like, you need to
Oh
quit.
man.
And I was like, okay. So they were great to me. So all right.
Wow. So man, that's amazing. Y'all hear it, y'all. The goddess is on here. She is full of energy. I told y'all
I
she was
told
coming with
y'all.
it.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was like, oh God, I hope I can do this.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. We love it. We love it. We
We
let
love
them
them.
come on this
Aw.
show and express themselves, man. Let them talk. I be on a lot of podcasts and the host and they don't let the guests talk. I'm like, you have to let them talk and let them get out
Yeah.
what you can. Ask them to come
It's
on board.
true.
So I always say to let the guests talk. Um, so what is the amazing things you love being about a tarot reader?
Well, the best part is that you heal yourself.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Every time someone has a breakthrough, which is like every day now, but it took me a while to realize that at first. Like,
Okay.
even the little things count. Even if they hate you. Oh well, they got the answer. So you're like
Mm,
literally healing the world one person at a time. You have no idea. I've
mm,
seen whole, I have seen whole things collapse, structures collapse, and I know for a fact I planted that seed in the world, like stuff that matters in the whole wide world. I know I planted that seed because you see things so far beyond. It's like you can see what people are going to do before they do it. So it's like, what if I helped you to do the right thing? You know? And then next thing you know, they do it. Because people just need someone to hold their hand and without judgment.
Yeah. Well, in Christianity, they look at that as voodoo, and and to me, it's like, but you stole, you know, what you do from other people. So how can you downplay what somebody else is doing when you stole it? Because if you don't think that drinking blood and eating body
Right.
is a ritual,
Right.
come on,
Right.
you
And it's
know.
it's unfortunate because you do learn the levels of brainwash, but I will
Mhm.
say like that's one thing that tarot has taught me like well everyone is brainwashed. So I don't judge anymore. I just move accordingly, you know?
Mhm.
And I mean that in the most gentle way. I was saying that tarot has taught me that most people are brainwashed, and I just learned to move accordingly because, like, basically, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you see, if you learn correctly, you don't
mm.
just see what you read energy, period. So you don't just read
Definitely.
the, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So you just read the whole, you don't just read each other or what everyone is doing or how we move as a people, a hive.
Yeah.
You also see what's happening to the planet, the
Mhm.
galaxy, and if you're lucky enough, God will talk to you all the time. Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
And everybody don't have that. And so I've also been put in spaces where I've had to been challenged by people who are so extremely high up in different religious organizations, and they always give me respect when they try me every time. So I don't have any. I don't actually get once that's happened a few times. I don't actually get any pushback for in terms of my confidence. Like I'm like, oh, I don't care what they have to say, because I'm gonna show you, right? And then once I do that, they also don't want to be around because they don't want. Then they get because you start mirroring them, and they don't want to. They don't want to be mirrored.
Yeah.
So Oh no, did I go away?
No.
No, you still there.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, that's the goddess right there, y'all.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that.
any like uh bad experience on this tarot reading journey?
Yeah, the
Like
worst
with a
experiences
like
are other people.
with a okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to hear your question. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying like with a client, you know, any bad experience.
Uh, well, it's always the same with them. I mean, people think they're going to talk to you and get talk to a genie, make it happen, or that didn't happen the way you said it was going to happen. And I go, well, number one, I can't predict. No one can predict the future.
Hmm.
No one can predict the future. And they don't get that because when I tell them what's going to happen, everything happens to a T. And they're like, you even said what he was going to say. I
Right.
and I tell them when I'm reading the energy, I go, this is what he's going to say because he already knows what he's going to say.
I get
You
that.
get what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
can't I'm not predict there is no such thing as a prediction. And it's hard for people to conceptualize that because there are some things that are bound or fated to happen. So then that's a different territory where because I'm still not predicting, now I'm just reading your Akashic record. So I'm reading what you came here to do. You will always do it, whether you like it or not. Some people will not do it. But when they're close to it, they don't know they're leading up to it. It's my job to tell you, hey, that thing you're trying to do, knock knock. I know you called to ask if your boyfriend's cheating, but that thing you're trying to do, you're about to become that. Go sit down and write your book. Like it's time. Like you know what I mean? Go sit down and make that music. Go sit down and apply for that job right now. They go, oh my God, how'd you know I was gonna get that? Because while you're you don't know it, but you control everything you do. And people are not aware of themselves. So that is really what is the pushback. It's people when they push back against their own destinies. People are often highly triggered by me as well. So I've dealt with a lot of gang stalking. And I used to always think, especially as a Scorpio, people tell you it's in your head. That is completely wrong. Every single time you think somebody doesn't like you, you're right. You're right. So it's just they don't want you to know. That's all. Or they're not sure. They don't. Maybe you feel it before they even know. You know what I mean? That's a gift. So learning to trust my gifts was the hardest part because once I started making myself visible online, it was like people who don't like me rose to the surface, but in ways where I still couldn't see them or touch them. They were too scared to come near me, but they would like maybe watch my posts every day and do things based like they. Some people will end up telling you, like a friend will call me I haven't talked to in a long time. They're like, man, you remember when you said la 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 online? And I'm like, no. They think I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, I'm not. I promise you when I read, I ask the Most High what you want me to tell the people today. Sometimes the message will resonate what I'm going through. That is only 0.0000001% of the time. Because I'm so far ahead in my own life, these messages don't apply to me. I may have gone through some of the things here and there in a way, which is why I can recognize the patterns. But that's the biggest thing is people really do believe that I'm talking to them about them with me or about what they have going on and I expose them. No, that's you. You know what I mean? So I've had to like move. I've had to
Wow.
I've had 3 restraining orders. I've been banned. Somebody made a bot to replace me online that was like corn so that my
Bots is
name
out
wouldn't
there,
show
boy.
up. Yeah, it's just hate. But see that was
Man.
also me having to deal with my shadow because I breed hate the same way I breed love. But I wasn't prepared on how to deal with that. You know what I mean? How not to
Yeah.
shrink myself. So that was
Yeah.
hard. That was really hard because it feels terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it. I mean, it was really just dealing with people not wanting to face themselves is the hardest part.
Yeah. Hey, CJ.
Hello. Hi, CJ.
Hey, Barbara. Give a shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody that's
Mm-hmm.
looking on our
Yes,
various
somebody say hello,
plates.
everyone. Hey, hey.
What's
Peace,
up?
peace.
Peace.
We live with the goddess Vanessa Moon, speaking her truth and power and bringing that energy.
Yeah, people get
Yes,
angry. Like,
yes.
I had this Dutch guy. Is he Dutch? Ukrainian? So you
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of clients who are non-American when you do tarot. They don't have this stigma we have. So they will come to you for the answers. They are used to that. So
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. They would one guy just he a lot of people are referred to me from other readers when they have a problematic client. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't send him, but they send him to me anyway. And they go, well, well, he wants to know when so and so, I'm just gonna throw her name out there. When Jenny is coming back. When is she coming back? And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
he'll just ask a question every day. He'll pay that money every day. So one girl, she was like, "Oh, it's been 2 years. I can't, cause now he cussing me out. I'm scared." She's scared that if if the girl doesn't come, what he's gonna do? She's scared of this man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, your first answer is the correct answer. So I said, well, this is the date I got for him. I don't care if he's mad about it or not. She is coming back. She said, that's what I told him. I'm like, yeah, but nobody say he's supposed to wait. So you gotta kind of help these people to focus on other things. Like you gotta have a mission to heal. If you don't have a mission to heal, it's not a job for you. So you can pay your money. He gonna pay his money to somebody. So I'm like, okay, so you should focus on this. So she was like, yeah, that's around the time I got. So maybe a month prior, he lost his mind. He lost his mind. He was like, it's countdown and she's not here. If she's not here by this time, Vanessa, I swear what are you gonna do? What you gonna do to me? What you gonna do? So he did this every day, and I canceled him. I was like, you got to go. I don't care what happens to you. I don't know you. But he thought he could mess me because he white. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, oh, I can't deal with these white men. Like they got too much demons. So it's like, that's another thing. Like, you're not supposed to read for everybody. You know what I mean? So when you do, you have to tell them that, hey, you came to me. I am a Sybil. So that they don't know what that means. Like, a lot of people aren't Sybils. So a Sybil is what they would call the ancient black doves in ancient Kemet, right? They would call the black doves a group of women who they created the tarot cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Different forms of divination, and they would always be summoned for like world leaders and whatnot. To this day, that is what world leaders use tarot readers and astrologists for. So, one dude, he was so awful. I canceled him. I was like, you can't. I blocked him, and then he went back to the original person, and she said he's freaking out. He wants to talk to me because the woman came exactly what a week I told him she was going to come. It had been 3 years. And I'm like, yeah, but like, I don't care. Like, he's crazy. That's why he ain't got no one. He gonna be able to keep it. Like, you know what I mean? And then she was gone. And I would have told him that because that's what we were working on. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the crazy part. They get crazy. They think the only reason this happened to me is because of Vanessa. The only reason, no, it was always going to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That is the
Just,
scary part.
just walking into your own destiny. Wow, that's very interesting because I've never really came across anybody. My dealings with anybody that can read or whatever you say is just like church folks, prophets and prophetess, and most of the time that was just lies.
Yeah, exactly. No, see, you have to be able to tell people, I don't know.
Hmm.
I can't read that. That's above, I can't see that. You got to be able to tell people. They go find somebody. Everybody has different specializations.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I've been blessed. I can read mostly everything, but it doesn't mean I would tell you that.
Hmm.
You got to have discernment. Like, I won't answer a lot of questions for people because I know they don't. There's one girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but she's on trial for murder right now. She's a client of mine, and she been a client for mine for years. So I don't read for people on trial.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not going to jail Because all you're going to say is, I'm insane because Vanessa told me, look it up. There's a case like that every 3 months in the feds indict
Yeah.
a tarot reader. Okay. So as soon
Wow.
as she came to me and she told me I have this big problem, this is what I'm going through, I said, oh, okay. Well, I've been advised to tell you, unless you want to speak about the fact that you're going to jail for this, I cannot talk to you.
Mm.
You're going to have to accept that you're going to jail.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
you know what I mean. So that's how you got to. And then I didn't. And then I wouldn't read for her no more unless she asked something like, I wouldn't read for her, honestly. So it's that kind of
Wow.
stuff. You know, you gotta like, because they can't take the answer. You know, they can't take it.
Yeah.
They don't.
You
They
get
didn't
a
come
lot
to
of,
me for that. What's that?
If you don't want to
do
know,
you get
don't
a lot of
ask.
questions?
That's
Right,
it. That's
right.
it. That's it. Instead of we could. I saw so many things we could talk about. Like, how about we talk about, some of the substance abuse issues you have and how you can enroll yourself in programs and you might get less time. Like we could talk about that,
Hmm.
but I can't talk to you about like ways to evade this.
Mm. Yeah, man. That's yeah. Um, do you get a lot of questions asked about going to getting out of religion and going to, to spirituality? You get a lot of those questions.
Well, not really because so I want to say almost 95% of the people that do get readings are religious.
Mm,
Okay.
You know? So
Okay. Yeah.
I rarely get an atheist. The atheists don't care about no tarot. It's the opposite.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay.
okay, I
So
never
most
thought
people
about
are,
it like that.
yeah, so most people, and you get all religions too. You get
Yeah.
all
Mm.
religions,
Okay.
especially since I worked on the
Okay.
apps for 4 years. That's why I talked to like 90 to like 300 people a day. So it's like you talk and your regulars, they're all over from all over the world, they're all different religions. And they're all religious. They want to know,
Okay.
who to pray to. I prayed to so and so and it didn't happen. I need to talk to, like, you know what I mean? So they're coming to me like, it's definitely taboo. They're coming because they're that religious psychosis. That's why they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
don't have anywhere else to turn. That's why they're coming.
Mm.
So, in terms of me helping people though with that, most of the time I'm trying to tell them not to do some of the things they do. So, I even have some people who are Ifa, like Santeria, and
Mm-hmm.
they are always telling me they're not allowed to talk to me. So
Hmm.
that's real strict. They're not allowed to talk to me. So it's like they can't tell anyone. I'm like, well, you don't
A
have
lot
to
of
tell
Puerto
anybody.
Ricans
I
that
don't.
practice that.
Right. That's who they are, and they're scared to because they might tell someone. But then here's the thing, they give you the most referrals, the most referrals. Because they go through things and they're like, I know you gotta talk to Vanessa. You gotta talk. Hold on, just don't tell nobody. And they refer you. They'll pay for their family member or whoever, and then they keep coming back. So I end up reading for all of them. It's kind of weird,
Hmm.
you know. I don't say. I mean, I'm not gonna tell.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But it's just I
Wow.
think they live in duality. They
Wow.
struggle. You can tell they're struggling with their. But it don't be black people though. Black people,
Mm.
they don't care. They'll tell everybody they don't care, and they'll still go to church.
Yeah. Without a problem.
Yeah.
Be right up in there.
They're not gonna lie. They said they're not gonna lie to nobody, and then they did it, and God still loved them. So whatever. But they
Yeah.
won't like. But they do. They like a lot of people like it because what happens is when they start to date someone, like say they start dating someone new, and that person's like, "You are you calling that tarot reader again?" And they get mad. They're very protective of me, so they're like, "Yeah, no, like now I know I can't date him. He don't accept me." I'm like, "Oh wow." You know, so and but then they
Yeah.
learn to love the person because some people are like,
Mhm.
well, I want to understand, and they say, oh, it's just another perspective. That's all of what's going on, and they're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. You think that she'll know if I'm going to get a job next? Yeah, let's get it. So I've done a lot of couples readings, and the men love
Yeah.
me. See, that's another thing. I've lost clients with that.
Wow. I was gonna ask you, do you get a lot of couple readings? I
Usually,
was gonna
after I
ask you
read
that.
for the man, the women don't want to talk
Yeah.
to me no more,
Wow.
no more.
Wow.
Really?
I know you'll understand Goddess Fee because you are a woman of a particular age, right? And I'm not saying you are, but you just comes with wisdom, right? And you know when you can see where she's acting like a child.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's all. And they don't want to
Just
hear that. The man this, the man that, niggas ain't shit. Well, first of all, if that's your mentality, then he might as well ain't be shit. Then he ain't shit. Then, like, you know what I mean? So then they get mad. Oh yeah, that's why I like Vanessa. Oh, it's over.
you already spoke it, so I guess that don't mean
Mm.
nothing.
Exactly. So, I never take sides, but I have to say what I see.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna. So I tell them, I'm like, yeah, he shouldn't have reacted like that. But what about this, that, 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 that? Like, you wouldn't. Why did you say it like that? What were you trying to provoke? Why do you speak? Why do you say things like? Why do you do that? Well, it's because he did this, and I'm like, but that's yesterday. It's today. So like,
We have to
when are we
take
gonna
control of
stop?
our emotions and how we let other people affect how we react, and that's something that I've been dealing with for a while. I just got to get control because I wear my emotions on my shoulders, and I meet you where you at, and however,
Yes.
wherever
Exactly.
you at, I'm with
Yes.
you. So
I
I
feel
gotta,
you.
gotta bring that down a little bit.
And then they think you, well, how come when you, and then, so then they do this thing, and I train a lot of readers, so I tell them, don't do this, don't fall into this trap. They will call you when it's before they say something to the man, because when you talk, he listens. He's so kind now. We had this conversation with you because he feels heard, he feels seen. And then they go, let me call Vanessa first. And I tell them it's okay to call me first if you really are going to do something horrible, right? But don't call me first if it's just to get him to come outside. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they want to do that, and then it's like, well, they become jealous. And
Yeah,
it's like, I don't want your man. I don't care. Yeah, but when you talk, I don't have that. Okay, I don't have anything. I'm just listening to the person. Like, they don't want to see it. So you can't, that's what you have to learn with reading, like meeting people where they're at. I don't offer a lot of things. I just wait for them to ask.
cool, cool. So
Mm.
now
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about your music. Um, you know, tell me a little bit about what type of music it is, and how do you come about making music? Where do you have to be in the frame of mind to make that music?
Okay, so with my frame of mind, if I don't make music, I become depressed. So I have to make music because I came out the womb singing.
Mhm.
And then I've been studying music since I was really young. Like, my first camp was like 4 years old. It was like arts camp. So we sang, and then by the end, I had a big solo, and it was like a Whitney Houston song. And it was like, oh, she can sing! Like, everybody's screaming, and that was my first time ever even like singing out loud. So it was like, whoa, like the power. It was like, I'm like,
Hmm.
so then I became completely terrified. I did not want to sing ever again. But I would end up singing a lot because my dad was a dance hall DJ, so we had a lot of music in our house. Like, he turned our whole basement into like a club. So we had a booth, the old school booth with the window, and he had
Oh, I
all
know. I
the.
remember hanging out in Harlem with them, them
That was
Haitians back
us.
in the years. You can hear it and you can
Mhm.
smell
He had them speakers this tall,
it.
taller than me. Yup, stacked up, So, and then he would play all the dance halls, and then, he would go up to New York and buy records, whatnot. So
Mhm.
I grew up with, like, and then because he was a dance hall DJ, he had like every single Motown song, every single pop hit, because he was a DJ. So I
Okay.
I actually love music. Like, people say I love music. I don't. No, 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 no. Like I'm like trivia style. You know what I mean? Like, oh, so like I love that. I love to say who did actually that original sample is like because he has all the rare cuts that aren't on streaming. You know what I mean? So I value that. I value the origin of music, like the origin of rocksteady and jazz and ska, and then on top of that, I studied classical music. So that's how my mom was able to get me to sing. Is by age like 9, because I was just always loud and I was scared. So she was like, we gotta put you in a choir or something. So I joined the school choir, and then from there I joined the Delaware Children's Chorus, like the professional kids choir, and they tried to take me out of my house and put me into move me in with the accompanist, and so I could be full time studying, like kind of like how athletes
Yeah, they do that
go
in
and
music.
live. Yes. And my dad would not have it. And then I got invited to sing for the Pope a few times, and everything paid for. My dad would not have it. Then I got invited to go to Africa and sing. My daddy would not have it because he knew things. And now I know, right? But because of our cousin and all these things, right? He knew things. He was like, no way. So I just my mom put me heavy into the community, so I sang in every choir, every church choir, everybody's choir, and then I got because I just thought it was so loud. Imagine so then I ended up getting a scholarship for music to school, and that's just I sung opera. So I just sang opera, and then I loved being in New York City. I was like, I want to be in New York City, and I didn't want to sing for a company or anything like that. I was tired of, bless their heart, but I wanted to be around my own people, because I felt like I had learned all I could learn, and I felt like I was like either super churchy when I sing or like super classical. You know what I mean? I was either singing gospel or I was singing classical, and where that's great. I couldn't. If I wrote you a song, you would have been like, this is boring, and I'm like, because I don't have a voice. I don't have an experience. I was sheltered. So I was like, I'm moving to New York City. And I did. I left college early. I didn't finish. And I moved to New York City. And I joined my friends who were DJing. I just was like, oh, I can hang with DJs. You know what I mean? I just wanted to go to the parties. I just wanted to do stuff. And the cool thing is my friends were just like me. There were 2 white kids, but they were just like the valedictorians at their like Ivy League school. They weren't like normal. So they had like, you know what I mean? They had like good jobs, like National Park Service and all these things.
Yeah.
But they had time and they didn't need my rent money, so I could just stay there. And we started a DJ group, and it turned into a rap group because they liked to rap. They loved old school electro funk rap. They wanted to be Egyptian lover. Yeah, they wanted to be Egyptian. So they and then the guy, there was a couple, they were a girl and a guy, he had like all these records just like my dad. So I was like, oh, we fit right in, and he just wanted, so it was just kind of a kismet thing, and a lot of people didn't get it. But the cool thing was we were just the first people in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. We were the first. It was just us and them Hasidic Jews with the curls. There was only two bars. That was it, and they were white bars. There was nobody there. So everywhere we performed, we got, and I mean, that place started growing rapidly in the late 2010s or whatever that is, the early 2000s, like 2007, 8, 9. It started getting big around, like 5 years later, you have like, big businesses down on the East River there. Like but it was like #1 for arson. Nobody wanted to live there when I lived. You had to walk like 19 blocks to the store. Like you would not want to live in that part of this New York City. But I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. Nobody fucking with me. Like, so it's not, what I mean? So I learned that quick too. That was helpful in New York because you just got hit the crazy with the crazier. And they'd leave me alone. So I'm like, oh, I could do this, Like, again, always the gray area, right? So I grew up with these fancy people, but I was never fancy. I never had the money. But my mom always gave me good taste because she grew up with making money, having money. So she always told me, you don't have to have more than 10 outfits. Just make sure they're design or something quality. So I was always like that. And I wouldn't spend my money on things that I didn't need. So I just didn't want to go back home. It wasn't that bad at home. It's just boring. Delaware's boring. So, that's where my music taste came from. I started going to all these different parties and raves. I was there for the conception of all these raves. Like, There's a big one in New York City now. There, but people go to. It's so funny. I got stories, but without doing all that, it's just funny seeing people get excited for things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like the Roots picnic, right? You know the Roots picnic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
so like,
Yeah. Yeah.
right, it's funny to me because like I saw Brandy, the singer Brandy, going, oh, I've always wanted to perform here. I'm so excited. Or one of them, Tamar Braxton, or whatever, somebody on out there, and and I'm just looking at them like that shit on the blacktop, on the plateau, down the like in West Philly, like
Mm.
because if especially being from where y'all are from, we be at these things like it's a block party. It just be us. So that's what it was for the first 7 years. The Questlove and them used to ask us to come. Please come. And just give out the
Mm-hmm.
free liquor and shit. So I'm like, y'all want to go where with
Mm-hmm.
who? So I was at the conception of all of these things, like the Mad Decent movement. They were just there was nobody there. There's just me and my friends. There was an empty pool in Brooklyn that was from the 1920s. They had a concert there. We went. It was MIA. That was her first time in the whole country. You know what I mean? And she blew up. But it's like, I was just these things. So it's funny to me when people say, I always wanted to be that. And you realize they were just filming you having fun and everybody else saw it. That's it.
Yeah. You living your life. Yep.
Yeah. So that's like me. I'm at all these events. I know all these people. I was at the birth of Afropunk when it was a block party, and I started working there. And then we got SZA to come. We got all these people when they would ask me what I want to see. Oh, I know that girl that be with the orange hair that be doing the thing. Have her. Like they don't know. They weren't stars or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's just
So,
funny. Yeah.
describe your singing style.
Oh, okay. So
Describe your singing style.
I don't think I have one.
Okay.
What I've done is just sing what I like to
Okay.
sing, and over time, a sound has formulated.
Mhm.
Right. So,
Okay.
somebody said to me the other day, because if you ask me, I'd be like, oh, it's like a mix of R&B, pop, house music, right?
Mhm.
But then some people who are really good in their ear, I did a show recently with some like steel pan players from St. Croix, and he was like, "Oh, I love your music. You created your own genre." I was like, "Yes, I did. He's the only person that got it."
Wow.
I've never changed. I have so many people have copied me. All your favorites, they be at my show. Then they take my producer and they make the shit. They can't make it like me because you didn't create it. And I love it because you're making me. Eventually, people are gonna get it. Like sonically, people didn't get me. So I don't get it. You have a big voice. You need to be singing gospel. You have a big voice. You need to be singing R&B. You're not black enough. But then I sing R&B. Why? I don't know what it is because it's not that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a whole bunch of. I need the whole band. I need the tribal beats. I need to, and I need to be like, oh yeah, like I need to be doing it. I can't be. You know what I mean? So
All of
it's
that.
just like, yeah, yeah. So I guess if I had to compare, I would say like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Maybe more like a Robin S. if she got to really do her thing. Robin S.
Yeah, Robin S. Yeah.
Yes, show me love.
Show me.
If she
Yep.
got to really do her thing, it'd probably be
Mhm.
like that. Put some
Okay.
island in there though.
Okay. Now, what's your take on the music industry right now? I know we were talking a couple of days ago. Man, what's your take on it? It ain't got bad over the years. The industry.
I think it's right where it should be.
You think it's right? Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it was horrible. You didn't have to be in it.
Okay.
It was terrible. It's fucking horrible.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So die.
Okay. I mean, what all the labels are, all the labels are crumbling, and
Exactly.
a lot of independent labels are starting to come
Yeah.
and take over, like
They're
Freaky High
angry.
Entertainment. You
They are
coming,
so
you
angry
know,
about that. They are so mad.
So
They are
yeah,
so mad about
yeah,
that.
they
Yeah, I
are.
mean, when I started, the industry, number one, they know who you are. You don't need to go and find them or be discovered. What happens when you finally reach that point where you realize you're discovered? where somebody
Mm-hmm.
bothers to tell you, hey, you're in there. We know who you are. You don't need to keep doing what you do, right? We'll offer you a contract, right? When you do get to that point, you then realize they've made you a pick me for a long time. I always knew who you were.
Mm.
Always. They always, because it's like, oh, they know, they know. No, 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 no. These people sit online all day and click through shit all day. They go to every show. They know who you are.
Yeah.
They know who you are. So they're at every talent show. They're at every showcase. That's what they do for a living. So they know who you are. They've
Wow.
tried, they study you to see how to make you a pick me. You see, every time they're about to win, don't let them win. We'll pay you not to let them win, or they'll purposely pick the person who's worse than you because you're not hungry enough. How bad do you want it? You're not skinny enough. You're not tall enough. You're not, and so this is what you believe, and then you get there and you're like, okay, I'm to the point where if you want, you can lipo suck me, you can bleach me, you can cut my locks, you can put a wig on me, whatever. Just give me the contract, right? Give me
True.
the contract. And then
Yep.
they go, this is what they do. Oh, we didn't need to do that shit. We like your individuality.
Mhm.
Oh, see, but I'm not too smart for that. I go, what the fuck up? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what you trying to do? So, so then the other people, they go, really? I really was always it? So I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. See, I'm an upper diva. You can't, I'm
Yeah.
always just playing small. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, no, 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 no. I don't need this. So that's when I start to realize I don't need them. So I start doing my own thing, like my own shows. Because one thing, the people, if I do a show, the people gonna come. So I start putting my own shows, so my own CDs, all that. And
Okay.
next thing you know, there's your favorites. You know, I don't like to name drop simply because they want me to. But they know who they are. Your favorites, not yours, but they're right. Okay. Think of the biggest ones, the biggest gatekeepers, the biggest cock blockers. Sit in my
Yeah.
show
Definitely.
in the back. Next thing you know, my producer I work with, gone, gone. Next one, gone. Down to when I get here to Atlanta, because I kind of left the industry for years. I was never in it, but left doing music or whatever. And then I came back and moved to Atlanta. I decided to start over 3 years ago. And the first people I run into is a major label, and they're like, "Okay, we want to deal with you." And then I find out that the Grammys come out a few weeks later, and I look at things now differently because I see like the number one Grammy winner is like Victoria Monet was this year, and she did that song. Put that on my own, my. Oh, that's right. So that one. And I'm looking now, who are the producers? Because that's the same label that wants me to sign, right? Because they're talking about they
Mm-hmm.
don't have producers. I'm looking at producers, and why do I see the guy who mixed her song and mastered her song? It's only three. Two out of the three were the guys who worked on my song, my only song that I put on streaming. And I plucked them both from obscurity. They're literally some guys that I met who was one of them in school, wasn't even 21. And the other one was his buddy, and he's still a welder to this day, sitting in the house. So then I'm like, nah, that ain't no fucking coincidence.
She said, sitting in the house still to this day.
Sitting in the house. He ain't no Hollywood guy. So I called him up. Well, y'all been working. Yeah, ever since we worked with you, we've been working whole time, man. Ever since we were, you're a good luck charm.
Oh man, he ain't doing
Talk about
nothing.
7 years. I ain't doing not a damn thing. And I'm like, this is some crazy shit. So the whole time you think you're going to get to this Hollywood and there's going to be these people, and it's always you. So yeah, fuck the music industry. I was like, no, 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 no. It has to die because every single person, a part of it, has a mentality. It's like the colonial mindset. It's like you get all these spiritual groups, right? It's similar to this, and then you get in them, and they still want to pick a hierarchy. They still want to be massa. They can't leave that mentality, right? So everybody needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Yep.
That's all. I
Yep.
mean, just do
You're so
deals
right
if you
about
can do
that.
deals, But they're all
Yeah.
because they just want to run you as soon as you get in there, and it's like it's
Mm-hmm.
enough for everybody.
Yeah.
You gotta
I said
sell your
it's a great
soul.
time to be alive, man. Huh?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They want
yeah,
you to sell your
yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's a real
exactly what you
thing.
want to do.
That's a real
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
they
People think
do.
it's not real, but it's real.
No,
Hmm.
it is
Hmm.
real. It is real.
But it's
I done
not
ran into a
scary
couple of
though.
artists that broke it down every what they tried to do, what they sent to them, and I'm like, what? I'm like, it is real. It
But
is
they,
real.
but they don't. But it's not. I'm gonna tell you though. It's not hard. It's not. It's not hard. No one's hard on you though.
Okay.
No one's hard on you. No one forces you to do anything. You got to beg them for that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
You,
I just want you to
you
know.
get it. You get it if you want it. Is that
Nope.
basically how it goes?
They right there you go. Yes, exactly. Because you can't. You can ask them all day and they're gonna say no. Because they
Right.
want to see. They want you to beg for. They want you to beg. You get what I'm saying? So that's why when you look at these people, you be like, shut the fuck up. When you see because not the way you had to go and it's all voluntary. I promise you, it's voluntary.
Yeah.
I promise you.
You're right.
And then, you know what I'm
You're right. You're
saying?
on
Like,
point with
yeah, like don't feel bad for none of them. I promise you. It's kind of like how everybody got mad at Cassie and the Diddy thing. And I mean, I only get mad to a certain extent because she was so young. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But they did have a point talking
Mm-hmm.
about, well, you the one that went over there. Yeah, did she go over there 18 times in a row? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And she won't get no smoke. I promise
Yes,
you.
she did.
She won't get no smoke. It's almost like if they're gonna do all that with you, they don't want to do all that. They don't want to do all that with you. They don't. It's a lot. So it's like if I'm gonna do all that with you, I gotta make sure you're worth my time. Like it's like you know what I mean. Like I'm not trying to do all that because they have consequences to that. It ain't nothing but lodge. It's
Right.
just another lodge, guys. Lodge is your fraternities, your sororities, your Eastern Stars, your all that. Don't shoot the messenger. It's just another lodge. Can you walk up to them AKAs and get? No, you cannot walk up in them and get. You cannot get in that way.
Not at all.
Same thing. Same thing. So, yes, you can get to a point where you're so popping that they come at you a lot and they stop things for you, but ultimately can't stop nothing. So that's people who want to be there. They want to be
Yeah.
mainstream in that way. They don't want to do the work.
Right. Right.
I'm telling you,
They don't
like
wanna
that's all it
work.
is.
Right.
Nah, they don't
Yeah.
want to. They can't do
Yeah.
nothing to me. I got my own following. What they gonna do?
Nothing.
Yeah. So right about that.
I don't take nothing from them. They
So
don't. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
before we go, I think we got a little bit more time left.
We
Pete?
right at yep. We right at an hour. The sun
Okay.
is going
Okay.
down. So losing my light.
So tell us, tell us what you got going on, and
Yeah, give us
after
your
that, give
social
us
media.
your social
Oh,
media page where they can follow you at.
I'm on YouTube as Vanessa Moon at Fantastic Vanessa with a V on all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So that start with a V, Fantastic Vanessa, Vanessa, and then I'm on TikTok, Vanessa Moon Girl, Facebook, Vanessa Moon Girl. And if you want a reading, hit me up. If you just want to follow me and get these updates about what's going on in the collective, I don't really. I mean, most readings are love readings, but a lot of people like to follow me because I couldn't do this for the longest time, but now it's working. So great. People are more ready to hear about the world. You know what I mean? They didn't want to hear about that shit.
yeah.
Cause I was saying things like, "And hey, watch out, Biden's gonna be the president. I want that because this is gonna cause the demise of everything." What she talking about? Then a year later, they have the opportunity to vote for him. They're like, "Oh wow!" But nobody cared. They still didn't care.
Yeah.
Now they care about stuff like that.
Mm.
So that's fun for me because that means the real readers please stand up because everybody else is just learning to read what they want to read because they want to know what their boyfriend doing over there, you know. But that's not what this is for.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Before I
So-
get more than those than any.
That's it. That's the majority, you know. But at the
Yeah.
same time, we can learn about like what's actually happening in the collective and move accordingly. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's the kind of things I like to update us on. Like, oh, guys, the masculines, they're not waking up till April 1st. Gotcha. April 2nd. And they're like, what does that
Mm.
mean? And then now all of a sudden they're like, oh my goodness, you're right. He's wanting to talk all the time now. I'm like, I told you, like, y'all did y'all work, Divine Feminines, past 3 years. So you've created a safe space. Men don't need all that. Men take 6 months. Stop blaming a man.
Say we're the problem. We got to have
Oh
ourselves.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nobody like to hear that. Nobody like to hear that. That's why they don't let it like me.
Mm,
But you
man,
know,
but you
that's what
know
I
what?
do. I'm online. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was going to say. That's how it go. That's how we do. And if you love us, then you just deal with it.
Right. Right. That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. But we got to choose correctly. You know what I mean? And we not from a place of wounding, and
Yeah.
know our power. Know that. Oh, he's doing this to me. Is he? Because you don't know the power of the boom boom.
They don't know, girl. They don't know.
You think he want to be just
Woo! We done destroyed. Can you now?
right, right, and then right, and oh, she going after my man. Let her. She gonna do all the work for you. He gonna come back. Will you still be around? You know what I'm saying? Because if
Man.
somebody have a soul connection with you, oh, I dare you go. I dare y'all go mess with my twin flame. You're gonna hate me because I don't talk to him, but this him all night.
Yep.
Have fun. Have fun. You go, whatever he's scared to talk to me about, he gonna work it out with you.
So give us before we leave up out of here. Give us a little bit about your family, your mom, and tell us a
Oh
little bit about
yeah.
you.
My mom and my both of my parents are deceased.
Mhm.
They passed away at the same
Grandpa.
time. Yeah, they're ancestors.
Yes,
And yes, and they're the best ancestors ever. Uh,
yes.
but they passed away in 2018, the same time. So I became an orphan in one fell swoop.
Wow.
I believe, yeah, it was very rough, but that was a major part of my awakening. The awakening that I needed, so to speak, which was not necessarily like an awakening to spirituality or anything like that, but an awakening to my role in the collective. Because I didn't really understand what the point was. If can have all this voice and don't sing, like, what the fuck is the point, right? Like, you know what I mean? So I had to heal myself from the dark places where that took me, and I realized, oh wow, like there's a reason why like we're not moving as a society, a collective, as a people, black people, like indigenous people, all these things. And so I was born indigenous, so that's a big deal too, right? I've never not known I was indigenous, Aboriginal. My great grandmother, so my mother's grandmother who lived in the house. Everybody always lived in the house, you know. She was from the reservation. So she was a full-blooded Carib Indian, and they call that Kalinago now, right? Because Carib means cannibal, and that's the name they gave them, right? They're not cannibals. So we're Kalinago, those are our name before then. And then within that set, they have a lot of division as they did these like breeding out the skin color. So we're considered a black Carib, which is not welcome. So there's that, always some shit like that. But that being said, we still have like the most of the customs, right? We might not have like the ins and out of the language or the spirituality, but I cook the food, I act the way, then I got all this hair, right? So it was always like a thing, like, well, you can't be Native American because that's American.
Yeah.
To be honest, Caribs are the oldest tribe and still living. So we have, you can look it up, we got 55% I hate saying that word, Mesoamerican. So if you need to find a pure-blooded Mesoamerican, you actually have to go to the black Caribs because indigenous, black, they say is part African, but there is no such thing as African.
Yeah.
So when people say that, I'm like, oh, you don't want to say you're from Africa. Well, I'm not from Africa. I'm American. So I don't understand. I don't know no African. Exactly. I don't know. When I meet African people, they don't look at me and go, oh, that's me. They don't do that.
No, we don't even look nothing like them.
They don't do that, do they? So I don't claim that. My mom told me I'm not allowed to claim that when I was little. You're Amerindian. You feel me? You're Amerindian. So I'm like, okay, what's the big deal? And then I meet African people, and I'm like, oh no, we don't even have the same
Yeah,
shape. So it's like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. And then people think
shade.
you're, what'd you say?
No shade. It's just not
No,
us.
exactly. No shade, because we have a lot of similarities in the cultures, especially with the diaspora. A lot of African peoples would come over to the Caribbean and go back and forth long before the slave trade. So there's a lot of mixing of the
Yeah.
cultures. But what you
Yeah.
find out when you do your history is it's the same tribes. So when we were
Same
walking
tribe,
back
yeah.
and forth, you know what I mean, going back and forth, even if you look it up, like the Israelites or they're traditionally Yoruba. So, okay, well, what's the biggest? We don't even got to go that deep with it, everybody. Where do Ifa them people be at? They be in the Central Americas and all that. There you go. That's Yoruba. So why? Why are we all connected? Because we had walked from over there to over here.
Here.
It's not that deep. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like, and that's what you learn. Also, the land masses were together. So that's one thing I learned about growing up. That's the biggest thing I learned from my parents. My mom and my dad were indigenous people, and they made sure that I always lived as an indigenous person. You know, and they would say, "Oh, that's a Black American," or "That's a Black African." They will always say that to me, and I'm like, they'd be like, "But don't treat people as such." You know what I mean? But just
Yeah.
know you're going to deal with things because they have not healed through this. And I'm like, I don't get it because I triggered everybody. Everybody I was around, I triggered, and I wouldn't even say anything. It would be, oh, your skin, like it would be anything. Like I would get my makeup done at the Mac store, and most Black people have gold undertones, so they give you the gold hue, but mine is red because I was a red bone. You feel me? So they're like, why are you red? Why are your cheeks rosy? It's just who I am. So then I also learned to go, when I go to the doctor, tell them. I have to tell them because they'll give me different medications for African peoples. That's not, I learned from the way, oh, you didn't tell me oh, you don't need that. You have this and you have that. Yeah, those are my ailments. It's a different way our bodies age, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, these things matter. I have all kind of different allergies, but these are the things I learned from my parents. My dad retired from Chrysler, my mom retired from DuPont, and they both were first. I'm a first generation American. Half of my siblings were born in the Caribbean, half of them were and me and my younger brother are born here, and then a couple of my dad's first wife's kids were born here. But the rest of them are born in the Caribbean, so we're very different. They don't really like me. Shout out to them. We're very honest.
Hey, well, thank
You know what I mean? And it's okay. And that's it. Yeah, it's all love. They
Yeah.
don't even answer the phone. So it's, hey, that's what you get. You should have answered the phone, or I would have had something nicer to say.
you. Hey, don't
But
even
it's
worry
All
about
love anyway.
yeah, because
All
it's
love.
taught me so much. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate honesty from people too. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. Growing up was just me always having to be reaffirmed. I don't know. There's no other way to explain it. Like always being reaffirmed. Hey, you're great. Hey, it's okay. They don't understand you. Hey, you should try this. You're really talented. Put your energy here. Don't worry about that. Stay home. Hey, it's okay. I like science. It's okay to like science. I get to go to the science Olympiad and all these cool things, and I want to tell my friends they're not gonna get it. They don't care. It's okay. I didn't care about boys. I didn't kiss a guy till I was 21. I didn't care about that. That being said, I had a lot of hate because all the guys want to be my friend.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know what I mean? So they didn't get that. The girls were like, why they want to talk to you? So then I had all the girls want to hang out with me. They didn't have any real friends, right? Because it was just, especially when I got to college, all the seniors want to be my friend. But the good thing is I had a lot of big brother cousins that were in fraternities, so they wouldn't let anybody mess with me. But also, they didn't want to. They just respected me. I was always a goddess. I mean, I was always that, like a baby goddess, teen goddess, goddess, because I was just always, you know what I mean? I just never fit
Yeah.
in. So I just love everybody, and try to like be a good person and not be vindictive or spiteful, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Read books.
That's
That was my
awesome.
parents.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
So you have
I would tell
anything
them.
specific coming up you want to say before we get on out of here, so we know what to be looking for?
Not right now. I don't. I actually am taking a break from everything,
Okay.
but I'm always online. I think I'm gonna start going live. Um, this week I'll go live. Everybody should tune into my live. Because if you have a question, I'll answer your question. Like, it doesn't matter. I know I talked a lot about you guys want to know what your boyfriend doing. I'll tell you what your boyfriend's doing. You know what I mean? It's okay, no judgment zone. I wouldn't know how to do it if I wasn't crazy too.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it. Just watch out for me live. Watch out for my readings. I have a lot going on. I have a lot going on. So, you should really get into it.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, I got some
So great.
surprises. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely going to be watching.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Been
watching
watching.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
All
wanted to
right.
tell y'all, have me, if you want to have me on just to talk about your topics, I'm really good for that. Like people interview me and then I tell them, you should, my strength is topics. So, you know, if you got a panel and somebody took a risk on me and then I was on there every damn day for a year. As I told you, anything in the sun, because I read. So,
Okay.
you know, I
Well,
can always offer a point of
now,
view.
now we're gonna hold you to it now because I'll be like, man,
Okay.
Correct.
me.
You
I'm
already know.
telling you, we'll have Golden
Yeah, yeah.
Rule with Mama Tree.
Yes, I love
All of
that,
them.
especially the goddesses. I never
We
get to
all be
talk to the
on there like,
goddesses.
okay, sis, what you gotta say?
Yeah, I would love that. I
Yeah.
really would love that because for me personally, that was what attracted me most to speak with y'all. Is that I'm like, oh, I would love to get on there with the women. Like I never get to talk to the women. The women
Yeah.
never invite me. They don't like me, and but I'm getting over that. I'm getting, you know what I mean, and that trying to just keep trying. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, well, that's good to know because I started this Divine Feminine Circle, so that's
oh,
good to know that you're available and we definitely will be rolling.
I would love that. Yeah, I'd love that because I feel like we get a lot of the male perspective with things, but there's the feminine perspective is really needed, and I've learned that in a lot of these big spaces, the reason why women aren't invited, especially like women that seemingly are very confident,
Mhm.
is because we haven't, as women, curated a safe enough space amongst ourselves for that first.
That's right. You sure
You know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah, we got to
So,
be confident in ourselves, and this is the age of Aquarius. This is the mama energy. So
yes,
the mama energy is in
yes,
full force. And that's where you got to go. We always have to go back, to Mother Nature.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, our God Martez, let's give us an update on the Frequency High Network. What's going on over
Oh,
there?
oh man, there's so much going on. First of all, I want to say thank you to the goddess Vanessa.
Oh,
Man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for giving us your time and most of your energy. Everything is energy. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We gotta have you again on here. I wanna
absolutely.
I wanna shout out the whole team on Frequency Higher Movement. And I wanna say we have I'm gonna just announce a little bit of it. The Frequency Higher Award Show. We're trying to get together and then, we working on it, and Miss Vanessa Moon is going to be a part of it. We
Absolutely.
still gonna work out some things. So she is officially a part of the Frequency Higher Movement and other things too. I can't announce right now, but we're gonna work on that too. But yes, yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
We got the clothing line, Frequency Higher Apparel. You can reach us on Instagram underscore Frequency Higher Apparel. We got the talk page, Frequency underscore Higher underscore talk underscore pod. I think that's it. I got so many. And we got the record label too, the
Yeah.
Frequency Higher underscore entertainment. The record label too. So we got so much going on, y'all. This movement is building, and I'm excited. And I thank y'all for going on this journey with me. And we
Absolutely.
got so many things coming up, man. We do. Yep.
I'm looking forward
So
to all of it.
to
Yeah,
everything, Fee, you already know, like,
I
man,
can't
it's
wait.
about to be it's about to
I
be
can't
powerful. And we
wait.
got the goddess right here with us too, to go
Oh
build with
yeah.
us. Man, it's about to be
Yeah.
So we got to connect her with Mama Tree and Golden
Yeah.
Rule and all
Hmm.
them too. So man,
I'm excited.
yeah,
Well,
yes,
I
it's good
am.
to
I think
yes,
this is such a brilliant idea.
yeah. Plus,
yes.
we need that energy. I love the energy. I'm definitely an energy person, so
Oh
I love the
And
energy.
I'm building with mostly women. I've been reaching out to a lot of
Um,
guys, but I haven't really getting no response. But a lot of women see the vision. They coming along with me on this movement.
yeah,
but
I'm
that's what we
excited.
like,
I'm
you
very,
know.
very thankful.
We like
yeah,
that though inherently. We just you do the thing and we come along.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
That makes us feel good. We don't want to
yeah,
start the thing.
yeah.
yeah.
We don't mind.
We want it to start, but we want you to do it, and we'll do
Yeah,
it. You know.
I don't
Yeah.
mind. I'll jump
Thank
right on
you. Yes, yes. When you're dealing with divine ones,
it. Yeah,
we don't want to start no
Yes.
no fucking. We don't want to be the president, but
just
we
let
be
me
the
ride
Right.
the boat.
secretary. We be the. You know what I'm saying? I do the hospitality. I'm gonna do the. I don't want to be in charge. No,
Uh,
no, 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 no. They could ask you. You could ask me later. You know.
Yeah,
yeah.
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 I
But
sure
I'm
So
all
thank you
there.
once again.
yeah, we
Oh
appreciate
yeah.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you once again. And we will be seeing you
Ashe.
soon. We will keep in contact. I say, oh,
I
Yeah.
say.
saw Barbara said hi, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara. Everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for tuning
Yeah.
in, chiming in. Every Sunday will be an episode. Frequency Higher Talk. We moving. We building.
Yep,
Awesome.
yep. And if you are on that frequency higher program and you have something to say and you offer something to uplift our people, then reach out to us, email us, go to our social sites, and just let us know, what you offer, and you might just be a guest. We're not turning nobody away. Whatever you
No.
offer to uplift the frequency higher network, and I'm not just talking about this frequency high, what you see on us. I'm talking about lifting our people, giving them knowledge and letting them know they don't have to live on a lower level. We can go higher and we can do it together. You ain't left out there. We might seem crazy, but we ain't crazy. We all right over here.
Exactly. They're not crazy.
We ain't crazy.
Thank
So
you.
thanks everyone for tuning in to the Frequency Higher Network. And we will keep you updated on what's going on. And we appreciate everybody coming through. And thanks for joining the movement. If you ain't
Thank you.
joined, you need to join that movement, baby, because we going higher.
Building. We're building something
All
special, something powerful.
right. Ashe. Ashe.
All right.
Ashe.
I say.